So Artur Beterbiev is back against Deon Nicholson in the November card. Of course, on the undercard of Anthony Yarde v David Benavidez. Nice to see Artur Beterbiev back in the ring at light heavyweight. You know, obviously he's coming off a loss to Bivol where he lost all the championships and seemed to be keen to get a third fight against Bivol booked. But seemingly Bivol didn't want that fight to happen, which is weird in my opinion because Bivol already beat him, and for both guys would be quite a big payday, I'd imagine. You know, commercially, there was people saying that it's not done amazing commercially. Now, these guys will be very well paid, and of course, it's not going to be doing Mayweather numbers. These aren't Mayweather characters. These aren't guys with that sort of celebrity or that sort of fame, right? Naturally, but no doubt, both guys are clearing seven-figure paydays, right? They could be doing a lot worse for themselves, right? But seemingly, Bivol didn't want that fight to happen. From what we're seeing on social media, Beterbiev wanted that to happen, but it couldn't get made, unfortunately. So he's fighting Deon Nicholson. Now, Deon Nicholson is honestly a fighter I have never heard of. I looked at his resume. There's not a name that I recognise on there, but he's 22-1. He's 22 wins with 18 knockouts. So worst case scenario, you can say he can pack a punch. Right, he has lost before. I've not got the guy's name up who he lost to, but never heard of him before, right? And he made his pro debut in August 2016. So he's been boxing for a while, but he's no Artur Beterbiev. The only chance this guy has is if Artur Beterbiev overnight has aged, slowed down a lot, lost a step, and is really just a lamb to the slaughter there. But I really struggle to see that being the case against a guy like Deon Nicholson, who, like I said, I've never heard of before. And Beterbiev being the multi-time world champion, the accomplished amateur, the guy who was knocking out everybody before he fought Bivol. I struggled to see him falling off overnight, but it's boxing and these things do happen. Like I said, I'm excited to see Beterbiev back in the ring because he is an exciting fighter. He's one of my favourite fighters. He always applies pressure, always throws punches, and is trying to get his guy out of there at all times, right? Long term, I don't know what's next for Beterbiev. We're seeing some reports, and no doubt I'll make a video about that separately, about who Beterbiev's next fight could be if he is to get through Nicholson. And I think he will get through Nicholson relatively easy, because Nicholson's fighting the sort of competition that, you know, it is not world level. Like I said, these are guys I've never heard of, so they're most likely regional level fighters that Nicholson's got wins over. Now, when you step in the ring with a guy like Beterbiev, it's different. You find he's harder to hit, he's harder to pin down, and you'll find very quickly that you can't take his shots either. But yeah, be curious to know what you guys think of this fight. Do you think this will be a relatively easy comeback win for Beterbiev, or do you think Deon Nicholson could potentially give him some trouble and maybe even get the upset? Be curious to know what you guys think in the comments below. And yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.